Hi, this is Sodini with East Clinton Local Schools, and I am back in my flat world here on Minecraft to teach you another lesson about fractions. So just real quick before we jump in, a review here that fractions are a relationship of part to whole. So part over a whole. So we're talking about one thing being cut into pieces. The whole is how many pieces make up one whole. And the part is how many pieces we are interested in, how many pieces we're looking for. So here's some examples of fractions. 1/2 or 1/2. So imagine having a pizza, splitting it right down the middle so that you have two large pieces. We're looking for 1/2, that's 1/2. 2/3, and if you remember in our video, we actually made 2/3. So this is 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3. 2 of them are red, so this is 2/3. This is how you write 2/3. Okay, and there's the rest of those just as examples. So I showed you some samples here, just how to make fractions, 1/5, and let's go down here to keep going. All right, so here I want to show you a couple things. We're just going to do a little bit more practice. So we need to find the whole. This wall is made up of how many pieces? What's the whole? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're looking for red. How many red? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this fraction would be 4/6. 4 red over 6 total, 4/6. So here we have the same size and shape. So I think we know that there's 6 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there are 2 red. So we're looking at 2/6, 2/6. This one is more practice. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the whole, the total, and just one of them is red. So this is 1/6, 1/6. Like we talked about before, it doesn't matter if you stack them up like this. It's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2 of them are red. 2/6. Same thing here, doesn't matter what order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3 are red, so we have 3/6. All right, here's the next thing I want to show you is a little look at equivalent fractions. So I'm going to use the easiest one, and that's 1/2. So there are 2 pieces that make up the whole, and one of them is red. So it's 1/2. Half of this shape is red, right? I think if you start to look at these, you can see visually that you can tell that half is what we're looking at. But let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4 total. 2 of them are red. So this fraction is actually 2/4. But 2/4 is going to be the same as 1/2 because half of our shapes are red. So this is 1/2. This is 2/4, but it's the same as having 1/2. Okay, let's keep moving. You can see here that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3 of them are red. This is 3/6, 3/6. 3/6 is also the same as 1/2. Getting a little bit bigger here. So I know here, because I built these, that I have 6 red, I have 6 gray, which means I have 12 total. For the total, I have 12. So 6/12 is my fraction. But it's still just half of the shape is red, right? So 6/12 is the same as 1/2. So you can start to see how fractions can look very different, even if they are actually representing the same amount. So again, I made this so I know that there are 80 red, there are 80 gray, which means 160 squares there. How much of it is red? Half of it is red. So 80 over the total 160 is still just 1/2, 1/2. What that means is that for every 1 gray block, there's a red block to match it, okay? So I'll show you another real quick example of this and then we'll call it a day. This representation, I think, shows a little bit better how equivalent fractions work. So we're looking for to name this fraction. So we have 1, 2, 3. Out of the 1 here is the red, so this is 1/3. 1 red out of 3 total, 1 over 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to scale that up. We're just going to multiply that by 2. I'm going to double everything. So I need 2 reds, and then since there's 2 grays, I'm going to double them. I'm just going to add another one here. So that's what I've got here. I've got my red, my grays. This half of the shape looks just like that, half of this shape. But then I've doubled. So I have, for every 2 grays, there's 1 red. So here's 2 grays, 1 red. So this fraction is going to be 2 reds out of a total of 6, so 2/6. So 2 over 6 is the same as 1 over 3. Okay, just adding another row just to show you that for every 1 red, I have 2 grays. So I have 1 out of 3 here, I have 1 out of 3 here, and I have 1 out of 3 here. Okay, for a total of 3 reds out of 9. So 3/9. Continuing on over, now I've got 4 red, okay? For each red, there's 1, 2 grays, right? So there's 12 blocks here. 4 of them are red. This is 4/12. You get the picture, I think, at this point. We could keep going. I could actually keep adding those blocks there, and every time you'll notice that I just still have 1 strip of these in red. So that is 1/3. 1 out of every 3, 1/3, okay? So that's a little bit about equivalent fractions. What that means is each one of these, if they represented a whole, would mean that I have the same amount for each one. I have 1/3, I have 1/3, I have 1/3, 1/3. They might be represented differently if you counted all the numbers, but that's equivalent fractions. Okay, get in touch with me if you have any questions. I got a couple more fraction videos to share with you, so once I get those made, I'll get them posted. If you have any questions, reach out to one of your teachers, reach out to me, and just from everybody at East Clinton, I want to say that we hope you're having a great day. And if you need anything, reach out to us. Thank you.